In the heart of the night, where the shadows play, Steve and Michael begin lighting up the way. Abnormal investigations, whispers in the trees. With boots on the ground, I'm chasing mysteries. Shining lights into the dark, unveiling what's unseen. Through the haunting silence, I walk where others dream. I'm on the ancient woods, where legends come alive. I'll uncover the truth, feel the shadows thrive. Footsteps on the trail, echoes in the night, searching for the secrets hidden from the light. Cryptids roam the wild under the moon's embrace. With every rustle in the leaves, I feel their haunting grace. Shining lights into the dark, unveiling what's unseen. Through the haunting silence, I walk where others dream. Among the ancient woods, where legends come alive, I'll uncover the truth, feel the shadows thrive. Each night a new adventure in the depths of the unknown. With passion in my heart, I'll walk this path alone. But with every discovery, I know I'm not afraid. For in the woods of wonder, true wonders are made. Shining lights into the dark, unveiling what's unseen. Through the haunting silence, I'll walk where others dream. Among the ancient woods, where legends come alive, I'll uncover the truth, feel the shadows thrive. So here's to the night, where the strange comes to be. With boots firmly planted on where I'm meant to be. Where the shadows play, Steve and Michael begin lighting up the way. Abnormal investigations, whispers in the trees. With boots on the ground, I'm chasing mysteries. Shining lights into the dark, unveiling what's unseen. Through the haunting silence, I walk where others dream. I'm on the ancient woods, where legends come alive. I echoes in the night, searching for the secrets hidden from the light. Cryptids roam the wild under the moon's embrace, with every rustle in the leaves.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Abnormal Investigation. My shirt's trying to fall off of me. What's going on? I hope everybody's having a good night tonight and everyone is ready for a second part of this Tulsa Hex House tonight. It's a pretty interesting story. We have a little bit of a twist for you as we go into this second part of the Hex House. It is one of those that really makes you wonder, like, who is living next door to me and what are they doing? And how did people not know exactly what was going on? Before we get too far into the show, though, I do want to do a roll call. We got Nanny Pam in there tonight. We've got Lynn Blevins in there. We got Ken Starling. Cheryl Wood is in there tonight. Good to see you, Lynn. Thank you for making it to the show tonight. And we always like to do a little bit of a roll call before we start the show. We got Sharon Guy in the chat tonight. Always good to see Sharon. We got Kelly Lewis in there tonight. Kelly Lewis, good to see you. Glad you was able to make it to the show tonight. It's good to see all of our family showing up tonight, ready for another investigation. And speaking of investigations, I got a pretty good announcement tonight about an investigation that is going to be coming up. My allergies are bad tonight, so you'll have to excuse me. I'll try not to sniffle in your ear. I'll try to pause my camera. I'm going to pause my camera and leave my mic on so y'all can hear it and not see it. I'm going to try to pause the mic so y'all do not have to hear that. Jesse, it's good to see you tonight. And so as we got everybody coming on in here, Virginia, so good to see you. I would like to make an announcement that I've decided today that I am going to do. Gary Carpenter, good to see you, my man. Emax, good to see you. Cheryl Jennings, so good to see you. So I'm just going to bring Pam and Rogue on, and we're going to talk about this together because they're going to be helping me do it anyways and kind of get our feelings and thoughts on it. And I think that it's really going to blow some of y'all away. So everybody, welcome my co-host to the show, Pam and Rogue. If we can get this to work here. Clicky, clicky. There we go. There's everybody. How you doing, Pam? How you doing, Rogue? Pam, you're muted. You're having one.
I'm having one of those days. I've already told y'all it's been a good one today. Y'all know that. How's everyone?
I've been having one too all day long. I'm
Yeah.
doing good. But when they start out that way, it seems like they don't end. They just stay that way until that day's gone and you start a new day. That's the way it's been that way for me anyways.
Absolutely.
Rogue, welcome to the show. Are you with us tonight? Rogue may be busy. She's ignoring me. That's what she's doing. So as soon as I start talking, she'll get busy. So everyone, what we've decided to do is everybody knows that the Abnormal channel was well known for the Girl Scout investigation of Oklahoma. And if I must say so myself, I believe that we put the best investigation out on that so far out of all of them that I've seen. But we may be looking at Rogue. Can you hear us? I've got Rogue in two different ones right now. Hello, Rogue. So something weird must be going on. Yeah, something weird must be going on with their phone. Let me move this over too. So guys, what we're gonna, let me fix this real quick. No, I don't like that. Don't like that. I'm learning all this as we go.
Absolutely.
I'm practicing. I'm practicing.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I don't
that
like
looks better. That looks better for me.
No, we don't want to do that. But people like to see their stuff come up on the screen. A lot of people like that.
Yeah.
We'll get Rogue squared away here in just a second. So, guys, I'm going to be doing, it will be a Patreon only, just so those of you in chat know, and it will be on the higher Patreon level. It will be a $9.99 Patreon. It will not be released on YouTube. And the reason for that being is what I'm going to be investigating will not be allowed on YouTube. It would go against their policies, and we like to stay within their policies. We like to be good little soldiers and, you know, go out and pick our little herbs and do what we're supposed to do. Even though mullein season's over, it's still going to be a good year. So I'm going to be doing a show. It's going to be an investigation with a gentleman that's going to be joining us. And a lot of you are probably familiar what happened in Oklahoma City, the large event that had happened. This individual was an investigator there. T-Bone, what's up? And has exclusive information that has not been heard to the public. And we are going to go down that rabbit hole, and we're going to talk about what he believes really happened. We're going to look at evidence that has not been released. And hopefully I'm going to be able to ask questions and get answers to questions that maybe, and I'm saying maybe, families that are still surviving this nightmare may have questions about. It's going to be a very intense interview. We do not have a date set up for it yet, as we are working on getting the details together, because I do not want this to be an interview that we just throw together. I want it to be an in-depth, I want it to be professional, and I want to be able to gain information for you guys. I think that Lynn will be one of the people, being a former judge, that will probably really enjoy this interview that we're going to do. It brings light to other ideas, and it's going to show a different perspective based on, hopefully, evidence, testimonies, and what this individual that's coming on our show witnessed. He was one of the lead investigators at this place. He was at Ground Zero, and he will be joining us and answering all the questions that he can and sharing information with us about things. Yes, Lynn, I just can't say that. And that's one of the problems, Lynn, with being here, is that's why I can't release it here, because of the verbiage that'll be used. So it's going to be a good one, though, Lynn. I'm looking really forward to it. It's going to be well worth, even if you join the Patreon just for that month. I believe it's going to be worth it for that. I would love to drop it on the YouTube, but that's not going to be able to happen. I've already went through their policies and everything, and it goes against a lot of the things. Yeah, because the only way that I could do that and do it on YouTube would be able to just go with the initial narrative that's been put out there, and this is going to go in the opposite direction. So yeah, it would never be allowed. All right, hopefully Rogue can get her stuff working. I will, Lynn. As soon as we get a date and everything, I'll be releasing it in shorts and stuff to remind everybody that we are working on it and everything. As far as our memberships, guys, it is good to see everybody in green tonight. I see a lot of green in our chat tonight. We got a lot of members in our chat tonight. Just a reminder, the first tier, the $4.99 tier, gives you access to the creature cam that we're putting out, and it also gives you your very own boots on the ground. We try to at least get you one a month. The gold tier that is now out, it also gets you the boots on the ground for that month. It gets you the creature cam footage, but also it gets you the photos and footage that our moderators find and enhance and show what they have found. So you get extra access to that, and you get the IR footage from the boots on the ground when I hear something and we go IR to try to figure out what it is. So a lot of extra for the gold membership. That's where we're at right now. There's Rogue trying to get back into the show. Hopefully Rogue's back into the show now. But hopefully we will be able to get those memberships all worked out and everything, what we're going to be doing with them. I do know that the creature... It'll be what?
Great. I said those are turning out great. So yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, people are loving what they're seeing. I've got people that have watched some of it, and we have now found out, Hammer Time has found out that Rogue, I think you're just muted is your only problem, if you can hear me. If you can unmute your mic, I think. But I don't know, because it could be a million other things. I know how this stuff works sometimes. I don't know if I can unmute her or not. Let's see. No, it won't let me because she hasn't muted, it says. But that's kind of the what we're doing right now, guys. Hey, Walter, good to see you. It's been a while. Good to see you, man. Missed you. Or I just haven't seen you around. Maybe you've been around. When I'm boots on the ground, it's really hard to watch the chat. But that's where we're at right now, guys. Pam, I know, has went through a lot of the footage, and she says it's really cool to look at the creature cam, you know, because it's just out there by itself, picking up whatever it picks up. So,
yeah.
But we are going to be doing it in a lot of different locations. Of course, we can't do it in the same locations because we got clowns. But I do, you know what? I don't want to show you exactly the cameras I got, but a guy made a donation to us, and they're really cool, guys. I've got some cameras now that are like this tall, and they stick to the tree, and they're 1080p, and they record in their cam mode, and I can hide those to make sure nobody steals our main one, and if they do, we'll have footage of them, and we'll be able to, of course, turn them in for theft. So I have 4 of those little cameras that we set out with the big camera to ensure no one steals our big camera, because I wouldn't put it past them. And I just want to thank the person that, well, we'll just go ahead. Sunshine, thank you for those little mini cameras that do all that. They're so little, but they do as good of a job as the big ones. I was amazed at how well those things work, because they're just little, and they are amazing. So thank you, Sunshine, for those. All right, guys, we're going to see what's going on with Rogue real quick before we try to get the show started. Pam, I'm going to let you talk to him real quick. I'm going to make a phone call to Rogue. And you probably just tell them about the creature cam, what you've seen. I'll be right back. It ain't going to take me but just a second.
Sure. Yes, I did watch the new creature cam that he just picked up, and I see some things in it, and it's very interesting, and it doesn't look like pareidolia to me. Yeah, it's picking up stuff, guys. It would be well worth it to join the membership for that short to watch all this, and I'm in shock. I'm always excited every time he drops that for us to watch. It's crazy. It really is. We're seeing shadows. We're seeing lots of things. So I think it'd be worth your while. And the IR camera the other night, I'm still watching through that, but it's that's very interesting. I think there was several things in there he didn't even see myself, but it's crazy what all he's picking up when he's not there. And there's no telling what's left to come. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good one. I'm sure he's going to get something. He's so close. And you guys, it'll be worth it. It's all for y'all. And I just don't know what else to say except hello, everyone. I'm glad y'all are here. Glad to see everybody. And thank you, everyone, for all your memberships. I'm seeing a lot of green tonight, like Mike said. Thank y'all for all your love and support. Y'all just don't know what it means to Mike when he sees a new member has joined. It really, it's just, I just want to say thank you. It's from the bottom of our hearts. We love each and every one of you. And we thank y'all for everything y'all have ever done. Yeah, everybody needs to watch those cameras if y'all haven't seen them. I slowed mine down and I was able to see some things. That makes it better for me. And I slow it down to maybe 25 or 35 speed, and I really zoom in, and I've seen quite a few things. I see things, and then the next clip won't have it there, so I know there's something there. And yeah, it's happening, guys. Thank you, guys. I love y'all too. He throws me under the bus like this all the time, but I should be used to it by now. But this is still new to me. Y'all just pray for me. We'll get through this together. Thank you, guys. I don't even know what to talk about. Anybody got any birthdays? If you do, happy birthdays this month. I'm sure there's some August birthdays. Mine was. That was interesting. I'm just trying to be me, y'all. Y'all just knew how goofy I really was.
All right, she's working on trying to come back in. She's gonna try to come back in one more time, and we're gonna see if we can get that figured out, guys. Tonight, like I said, we're gonna be talking about the Hex House in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There was 2 stories to this encounter, guys. That's what I was wanting to talk to y'all about earlier. The first one that we told you the other day was one of the stories that had been told about that home, but it actually was not the correct story. The correct one had been told as the first one you all had heard. I guess there was a big cover-up that went on at that house, and they were trying to cover up for all the people and everything. So it was really, really weird. I think that okay, let me make sure. That's weird. We got a thing on here. YouTube told me that. Make sure everything's okay there. Everything. Okay. I guess we're good. But we're going to be reading
me rattling off over here. It's probably me rattling off over here to everybody, Mike. It's probably what it was.
Yeah, I think they're talking about me throwing you under the bus in here. Gabriel said Sharon Mike was throwing people under the bus or something, throwing her under the bus.
Yeah, I told him I could be used to it, but now I said, it's never ending, but, I'm not. It never gets easy getting thrown under the bus by my...
I got to keep you all on your toes. I got to keep you all on your toes.
You do that well.
It's fun. All
Yeah.
right, so hopefully Rogue will be able to join us here in just a second. So I am now switching over to my screen where I have the information. All right, here we go. So make sure we got everything going right here. Okay, so here is the actual, I guess, the true story of the Hex House. So in Tulsa, Oklahoma, same place. It is that they was right about that.
Yeah.
And during the 1940s, the story began to circulate about a woman named Carolann Smith who seemed to be running a strange, controlling setup at a house in town. What made it memorable wasn't just it sounded spooky, it was that the authorities believed the spooky claims were being used to justify real mistreatment and coercion of other people. Now, guys, this story has some really strange twists in it and stuff. According to the accounts that built up around the case, two women, Virginia Evans and Nell Willetta Horner, claimed they were under Carolann's control for years. Their descriptions of daily life were reported as harsh and humiliating. They were depicted as being kept in deprived conditions inside the same property with significant restrictions on comfort and basic needs. The way the women talked to investigators suggested something beyond ordinary cruelty. Carolann allegedly held herself out as having special influence over them, including through mind and spiritual ideas, which investigators and reporters later wrapped into the nickname, the Hex House. Thank you very much for that, Carolann. God bless you for that. I barely caught that. My screen is so little right now, guys. If I miss anything, I apologize. So, Carolann, if you'll remember in the first story, she was the victim. She's actually not the victim. She's actually the offender, and it gets pretty dark. So, according to the accounts that built up around the case, the two women, Virginia Evans and Nell Horner, claimed they were under control of Carolann. So, in the Hex House case, it's usually described as Carolann Smith, gained control over Virginia Evans and Nell Horner, led through, and they say that she used magic to be able to control them. That she was like able to, I guess, use magic on people, because it's not just them in the case. There was other people that she had done the same thing to, but there's not a lot of information on those other people. But she was able to do some really weird things through what even the investigators through the police department described as mind control and possible magical feats.
Yeah.
They even said that she had magic or control over a mix of environment and control by belief over many people. So that is just really strange.
Yes, it is.
These people were just able to control people sometimes, I guess, by black magic, as a lot of them talked about and stuff like that. Now, the isolation and the confinement inside the house was pretty bad conditions. The women described being kept in a harsh, restricted living conditions in parts of the property, with their everyday freedom limited, making it easier for Smith to control access to people, comfort, and information. There's Rogue. I can hear you now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she got booted. Psychological coercion tied to power, spiritual authority. Smith allegedly presented herself as having special influence and special powers over people and women. The women's accounts emphasized fear and obedience, believing that refusing Smith or disputing her guidance would bring them consequences. She would punish them. She did keep them locked up downstairs, and she would feed them as she felt they needed fed. They would actually get her scraps. It was kind of a reverse role as far as that. And she was just like really evil. This lady was going to church every day. And I think that just goes to show that just because somebody's going to church every day doesn't mean they don't have people locked in their basement, because that's exactly what Carolann was doing. And she was also getting some, I believe, insurance money and stuff. And Pam, you looked into some things on this case, didn't you, and found some things. So I'll let you describe some of the things that you found before I go any further, kind of what you found.
Yeah, there was just a couple of women, and well, I think might have been a man too, but anyway, they fell under her spell. They somehow or another, she manipulated them, and I think they even moved into her home, and she managed to get some insurance policies on them, and then they would just disappear. And later, I guess she was able to claim the policies anyway, and that's how she made her money, I'm assuming, from what I understand.
But on that's kind of what confused me too, because on an insurance policy, wouldn't they have had to have at least made her their heir or whatever?
Yeah, either that or she had someone to go with her to lie and say they were them. I'm not sure, but
Wow.
There was people disappearing under her reign. I don't know how that happened, but how she managed to do that.
So she was making
making money off those people.
Gary, you would be surprised how many witches there are, buddy, that are around that you would not even suspect being a witch.
Absolutely.
They work on deceit and lies. The threat of repercussion and manipulation of narratives, the overall picture from the testimony is that the women were pressured to comply and explain events in a way that supported Smith's role. So challenging her wasn't just disobedience, it was risky. It sounds like that there was a whole lot of, if you don't do what she told you to do, then you're not going to get fed. She even spanked them. She would whip these people. Just horrible living conditions, guys. It was. I could only imagine.
The worst of the worst.
Yeah, I had never heard anything like it. Now, if y'all have not listened to the first one, now tonight's encounter or story is not going to be a long one because it was reversed, but the first one that we read, you all just reversed that. And that was actually what Carolann was doing to these people here. She was the one that was giving them the scraps and whatever she had left in her plate. And she was had them locked in the basement, and there was physical corporal punishment done to them if they didn't do as she told them to do. She even had them write letters to their family saying, "Hey, we're okay. We're doing great. She really had an issue. But she was making money off of them. They also found a box in her backyard with a dog buried in it. And that was one of the reasons that they had called this the Hex House, because of the dog and the bones they had found in the backyard. Because she had told people, didn't she, Pam, that was her daughter or something? But it wasn't.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
I didn't get to finish reading the one I was reading, but I was getting to that part. But yeah, from what the one I watched about, it says something about her dog, but I don't remember exactly what it said. But people were complaining about smells. There would be smells. The one I watched said that shouldn't have been, coming from that home. And she was lying and manipulating a lot of people, manipulating them and coercing them to doing what she wanted. And if they didn't, they paid.
Some of them with their life.
Yes, we were alive. Yeah,
You
sure
know?
did.
Oh yeah, Gary. I
Yes.
think that that's very possible also. But I think Gary.
Yeah.
What and just my opinion. Whenever we go back and we look at hypnotism and we look at coercion and we look at
Yeah.
manipulation, those are all forms of witchcraft. Any
Yeah.
of that is done against somebody's will is a form of witchcraft. Um,
Sure is.
so I think she was a mean old witch. I really do. And I
Yeah, I do
think she
too.
was just very bad to these people.
Yeah.
As police
I mean,
looked into the
even the
house,
pictures that I've seen, even the pictures I've seen of her, she was a beautiful lady. I mean, you would have never thought that this lady could have done this if those was really her on those pictures I've seen. It's crazy.
right? So she wasn't somebody that you would suspect in doing this.
It wouldn't have thought up a red flag would make it on. And just to look at her, you would have never thought it. Mm-mm.
They're so crazy.
It
So she
is
probably
crazy.
looked like the little old lady that walks in the bank and nobody thinks anything
Yep.
about it. And
Mm-hmm. Yep.
wow. And at home, she's
Went
got people locked away in her in her basement.
Yep. In her basement. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was a really nice house. Also, I mean, this was not like a bad looking house. This was a nice house.
Very nice. Very nice. The one I seen was a nice brick home. It was really, really nice. It had a nice yard, landscaping. It was very well took care of and maintained. You would have never thought things was going on in the house that was
I
going
wonder.
on. By looking
I wonder.
outside,
I wonder if she had people hypnotized to take care of her yard.
I'm wondering. I mean, who knows? I mean, this lady had a lot of people under her thumb, apparently.
That is very strange.
Yeah.
Many bodies they found under the oh, that must be something else. So, as police looked into the house, the investigation collected details that made the case feel like a nightmare. There's Rogue again. Hopefully, she'll be in this time. Hello, Rogue. Can you hear us?
Hey, Rob.
Hey, y'all.
There you are.
I think I can hear you guys now pretty good. Okay. I don't know what changed. I have no idea. I just kept trying.
I have learned, Rogue, that nothing has to change. It is the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the mullein plant.
Absolutely.
That's it. Blame it on the mullein.
I'm going to have to do drone deliveries because I cannot do deliveries through the mail anymore. I'm working on getting me a drone. I'll be like the new McDonald's delivering mullein. So, Rogue, I know that you have looked into this case, I believe, a little bit. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was able to read the emails, some of the story. The second one about where Carolann was the perpetrator instead of the victim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if you've got to hear any of the show we've been talking about, but
I have not.
Carolann was pretty wild. She was a pretty wicked lady.
Yes.
Yeah. How are there two different stories? How did that happen? How did she go from being the victim, that pitiful story, to now she's the one?
Well,
how are there?
I looked it up. And here we go down this road. The occult and some witches, the covenant of the witch, had spun the story to validate and to make Carolann the victim. And it was spun as a reverse role story, it said, pretty much. And they were trying to make her look like the witches are not bad people, witches are good people, and that she was the actual victim, that she was the victim. So, yeah. But, they do work on deceit. They...
yes, they do. That makes sense
that's one
now.
of their main things.
Makes 100% sense. Yeah.
Right. And, they play on people's empathy and people's sympathy. They can, cry at the drop of a hat because they know that works. Whenever I
Yeah.
worked as an officer, there was women that we would deal with routinely, and they would just cry at the drop of a hat, and then you learn later on that they was using that to manipulate the system.
Right.
Mr. Lynn in here, he is a former retired judge that's in our chat tonight, and I think that he would agree with me at least that some females are able to cry at the drop of a hat for that that
Well,
sympathy, and
Yeah.
they look for a sympathy ruling, and they look for sympathy, and it works. It works. I have seen cases where a woman should have went down really hard, and she cried and broke down,
Yeah.
and they would walk away with a far less punishment than a woman that did not cry, and a woman that would stand up and say, this ain't right. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, you can't change the system.
It is.
Right.
It's the nature of the
Right.
beast.
That is right.
So whenever the police looked into this, the Hex label wasn't just for the atmosphere around the home. It was tied testimony about coercion, things like pressure to believe certain things, fear of consequences. Yeah, right there, Lynn right there. And that's a retired judge, guys.
Right.
The Hex label wasn't just for atmosphere. It was tied to testimony about coercion. Things like pressure to believe certain things for certain consequences would happen to them. The idea that Carolann's authority wasn't merely physical, but also psychological or spiritual. Along with that, the investigation turned up elements pointed to fraudulent manipulation and financial exploitation, including stories of how the women's money and resources were controlled. So not only did these people live with them in the basement and everything, she controlled their money and everything. Like, they were living
Yes.
there, and she was having them sign their checks and hand them over to her. And she had a pretty good racket going.
She sure
I guess that would be good if you had a bunch of people living with you and they would just sign their check over to you. I mean,
Yeah.
I
mean, she's
don't
living
know.
in royalty. There's no telling what they was living in,
Right.
Because
Yeah. Carolann was upstairs living in royalty. She was. And they were down there living in squalor and, filth.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And
They
locked
said she was elegant.
in a
She
room.
always dressed, but she was a very bougie-like woman, too. She was elegant the way she presented herself.
Right.
That is so weird. It almost makes you think that there has to be more
Yeah.
than just coercion, because I know that if I went to somebody's house, that they wouldn't just be able to control me like that immediately. There has to be something else going on here. Was she giving them, a drink of something that had something in it? Was it,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Was it,
Yeah.
was drugs, were drugs used? Was she drugging them in their food, their water, I think that had to be something going on there like that.
There had to have been something done to gotten those people to follow her and chose. Maybe they were homeless. I don't know. Maybe they had money but nowhere to go. Maybe they didn't have much family. I don't know, but they fell for it. Whatever she done, they fell for it.
That is so sad. The case has also been known for more shocking and physical details. Items described in connection with the authorities found, what they had found and uncovered on the property. Those discoveries fed the local legend and reinforced the sense that what was happening, there was not a misunderstanding, but something authorities treated as criminal. And even the authorities are saying criminal and magical. So, I mean, I'm guessing there is a supernatural part of this that they even felt was a little bit, out of whack here. Like, something ain't right here.
Yeah, something maybe. Yeah.
Right. because once the matter went through the legal process, the courtroom framing focused on the harm and wrongdoing rather than the folklore. Carolann Smith was ultimately convicted on charges that, in plain terms, involved deceit and subduing, suborning perjury-related conduct connected to now the case was presented and how the testimony was handled. After the conviction, the Hex House name stuck. What started as an accusation that sounded like superstition became a true crime story about coercion, abuse, and magical powers, and the way that people can be trapped by fear until law enforcement intervenes and the claims are tested in court. Now, this is so weird. This lady, okay, so the two ladies that were held in the basement here, when they went to court.
Lynn. Lynn said elderly abuse. That's right. I agree.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the two ladies that were kept in the house, and I think this is going to really surprise you and Rogue, and I'd be interested in your opinions on this, is they refused to press charges and did not press charges in this case, allowing Carolann to do a very small sentence.
Yep.
So my question is, can you imagine somebody doing all this to you, not pressing charges? And then my other question would be is, where is Carolann?
In no way could I imagine not pressing charges for something like that. I could never understand that. I wouldn't be able to wait to get some vindication for that. I don't understand. That's crazy.
Me either.
And now I don't know where Carolann was. I don't know.
No. It never said.
Yeah, I never saw an answer.
No, me either.
So she's probably living right out here amongst us.
Probably so, blending in.
Yeah, probably.
And how many people does she have in the dungeon today?
I know.
No telling.
Yeah, exactly right.
Tulsa's not real far from a lot of communities here in Oklahoma. If she's still in the Tulsa area, or she could. There is no telling what she's up to.
Oh no, and if that's all she knew, to manipulate people and to do those things, I'm sure once she got free, she went right back to it. I'm sure, because that's all she knew.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can also visit the Hex House in Tulsa if you want to, the area where the house was at. A lot of people go there on Halloween. I think they have a Halloween thing that goes on there.
Yeah, they
Cheryl, how old is she? How old would she be now, Mike? Cheryl asked.
I don't have any idea how old she would be now. I do know that last time that I checked, there was no death certificate on her and she was still living. So, unless, she could have got out and changed her name also, and she could be deceased.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what people would do. Or she may be out there, with her son running around wearing a leather face and collecting people for her,
Yeah,
hey, Randy, good to see you.
Hey, Randy.
She seems like the kind of person that would do something like that. I mean, it doesn't seem like she has any barriers or anything that she would not do.
Right.
That is just crazy.
I don't think yeah, it is.
The police even says.
And there you go. That's all it takes. And next thing you know, you can't leave. You can't do nothing.
Right. Nope, Gary, she's not in jail. Nope. That's right, Lynn. Karma's going to get her. She, the main ones didn't press charges.
No.
The women's living conditions in the Tulsa Hex House reported by the Tulsa Police Department that the survivable and conditions that those people lived in was barely survivable. It was minimal for these people to survive. Now, her living conditions in the upper part of this house were luxurious. It said that she wanted for nothing. So these people are living down here where they can barely survive. Terrible, horrible conditions, barely survivable. And she's living a life of luxury. I mean, she's got checks coming in, I guess, monthly. And then the ones that didn't survive, she's sitting there getting, money from their insurance policies. And I know that
Absolutely.
some insurance policies, they can be upwards of 50, 60, 100,000, $1 million, just depending on what that person has.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the money, the amount of money that she would be bringing in?
Mm-mm. That no. Mm-mm.
And
That's
they
crazy.
said that, well, they said she wanted for nothing, that she was living
No,
a
absolutely.
luxurious life.
Very luxurious with jewels, and I mean, she was just decked out at all times. They said she was just very rich looking lady, just very elegant,
Wow.
and just letting the ones that she was manipulating live the worst of the worst. That's horrible. I can't
Kind of
even fathom
crazy.
that. Yeah, that's horrible. That's just horrible.
I just,
No, I just can't fathom somebody being that bad in their brain, that horrible in their heart to do that to
right.
someone.
And Carolann just
See,
said, did they bury the bodies? They don't never say anything about the bodies being buried.
Mm.
Hey Randy, good to see you. They don't say anything about the bodies being buried. So where are the bodies? Did you all read anything about where the bodies went? I know that you said there was some
No.
strange smells.
Some dogs, just some dogs is all I heard that was buried in the yard.
Yeah, the coffin that had the small dog in it, Bonnie
Yeah.
or whatever was the dog's name, I think.
Yeah, Bonnie.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the bodies. I wondered that too.
Are we sure that
Yeah.
the name of it wasn't Bun Bun?
Nickname.
Sorry,
maybe.
Sunshine. Sorry, Sunshine. Had to.
That's funny.
but hopefully she wasn't doing with them what happened to Bun Bun. But
Yeah, I hope not.
I mean,
They said they were-
laws have changed, and it's harder to hide, things today. Like it was, a lot easier to get by with things back in those days than it would be today.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it says they were kept in an unheated basement or basement servant quarters, depending on the retelling. And it was described as freezing in the winter, and they were forced to sleep on orange crates without blankets. If they were caught with blankets, then they would be punished. There was consequences.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What in the world? I don't think so, Lynn. I think she lived right in the middle of Tulsa.
Yeah. Yep.
Their daily
There's no
reality.
somebody
It said their daily reality was described as cold. They were hungry. They were degraded, with accounts saying they were starved and beaten and whipped. Gosh. While they endured the basement conditions, Carolann Faye Smith was described as living in luxury in the house, having fine clothing, jewelry, and cosmetics. The contrast was a big part of how investigations and reporters framed the case. She would even, in the cold of winter, when these people were locked in the basement, would walk back and forth across their doorway that they were locked behind, sleeping on crates without blankets, saying, "Oh, I just had to come down here because my room just got a little too toasty and I've got to let it cool off." How demented.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's twisted.
That's very, very twisted. Oh my
Can
goodness.
you imagine you're in a dark room, sleeping on a crate, freezing to death, you ain't got no blanket, and then the person comes down and says, "Sorry guys, I had to come down here and cool off. My room just got way too hot. I had to open the windows to cool it off."
Right. I've got options and you don't. Right. Kind of like
That almost
rubbing it
just
in
make
their
you,
face.
yeah, I mean,
It's
would that make
horrible.
you just almost break down and cry?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
I bet you them people in the basement, I bet you they snuggled each other to stay alive. You know they did. They had to for body heat.
hmm
Yeah.
She buried that dog in her backyard, they said. The name of the dog was Bon Bon or Bonnie. She called it Bon Bon. And she claimed that it was a child of hers until one of the neighbor kids dug it up and found that it was a dog bones, which they said she went crazy.
Wow.
My question is why did a kid go in her yard and dig up a grave? I mean, what in the hell is
Right.
going on this block in town, right? I mean,
Right?
I don't
Yeah.
know. That's messed up. I mean, you got
It
a
is.
lady that's got people held hostage. You've got the neighbor kid digging up your bodies out of your backyard. Yeah, Randy says, Pet Cemetery. I mean, my
Absolutely.
God, what is going
Yeah.
on? I don't know. I know that it's scary to think that there's people in our society.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that there's people in our society that can just be able to do this to people and just be okay with it, Just be like, it's okay, It
Yeah.
also says those people would be very, very hungry, and she would walk down the stairs with a plate of food and sit outside and smack loudly while consuming fried chicken and a big meal that she had prepared for herself, and slurping the cold drink as she drank it or the warm coffee, telling them how good it was, judging the food's taste.
Wow.
Wow.
That's totally demented.
If you're starving, like even just a day that you're not like dying from starvation, and I would assume these people were on the edge of dying. Could you imagine if you was really that hungry and you had to sit there and smell like Kentucky Fried Chicken blowing underneath the door, and you could hear somebody out there like crunching it and smacking their lips and telling you how good it is? And it also says on occasions she would even say, this is overcooked or this is undercooked, and they could hear her throw the whole meal into the trash while she would order another meal to eat in front of them.
Wow.
It says they would beg her to give them the scraps, and she would say, no, you don't want it. It was terrible. It was overcooked and a little chewy, etc., etc. What the hell?
That's terrible.
It's wild.
It's terrible. Those poor people.
Yeah, I mean, that is so messed up to be able to do that to somebody. I mean,
it really
and then,
is.
she's going to town in her Sunday's best, right?
Yeah.
And, this rich little old nice lady, lives down the road, and everybody's probably baking her pies and taking her, places and taking care of her. And
Oh, they are.
I guarantee you she'd be hoping I didn't get out of that door if she'd done that to me. That would.
Yeah, me too.
That wouldn't be healthy for her. Because, I mean, I don't know. I just can't believe how demented everything is going. So that's pretty much that story, guys. But what I want to talk to y'all also is we got some big, big plans coming up. October is going to be a big month. We're planning on making October really big. Boots on the ground. It's going to be fall weather. It's going to be cooler weather. The leaves should start falling off. We're going to have, be able to see further into the woods. And we get more encounters in the fall and in the winter than we do in the summer. I don't know why that is. Anybody have any ideas?
I just think it's because it's cooler and they're up moving around more. This heat's getting to them like it does us.
Mm-hmm. I think it's got a lot to do with that.
Do you think maybe in the summer they have a lot more food and it is hot, so they don't have to hunt as hard? They can take it easy?
Possibly so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to know for sure, but it sounds like, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I agree.
And in the wintertime, food would be more scarce, so you're going to be more active and you're going to be hunting.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
We can only speculate at that.
Yeah. Even though they're easier to be seen, they take that chance to find their food. I mean, you got to eat.
So crazy. Rogue Randy says hello. Yeah, I think so also.
Hello, Randy.
I know it makes me not want to move around, a whole lot. For
Yeah.
sure.
No.
Oh gosh,
Hey,
yeah.
Randy. How are you?
We're working on the tiers, guys, trying to get the tiers all figured out and everything. Today is the 16th. Do we have anything planned coming up anytime? No. Tomorrow, guys, I am planning on working on Wide Open Adventures. I'm probably going to go do some filming for Wide Open Adventures tomorrow. This heat again, guys. This heat is, my gosh, it's terrible. I don't even know if I want to go out tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be another 112, 115 degree day.
Uh-huh.
I just
It's supposed to be a really hot week.
I'm
Get
sick
hotter
of it.
and hotter as the week goes on.
I am tired of it.
Yeah, definitely burned out.
We're under a heat wave. It's awful. I think
Good night, Randy.
Good night, Randy.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, I'm sure we got to have some more boots on the ground coming up this week. Probably, I don't know which day we're going to do it yet, Thursday or Friday, but we will get that figured out.
Right.
Not sure right now. Rogue, is there anything you'd like to say before we end this one tonight?
No, thank you for being here, everybody. I'm glad I finally made it in here so we could get to part 2 of the Hex House show. So I enjoyed it. I'm glad everybody came.
Yep. Me too.
Anything else you'd like to say, Pam?
Just thank you for coming, guys, and just remember the future shows coming up. Remember those memberships. These creature camps are very interesting. You'll enjoy them.
Yeah, those creature camp. That creature cam's awesome. I agree with her. I enjoy looking at it also, guys. All right, guys, This is a little short one, but we wanted to get the second part out to y'all to give you the truth of what was going on out there. There's 2 stories that have been spun. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for your support. As always, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And we're going to be going back out there, boots on the ground here pretty soon. Hopefully, cooler weather is on the way. You all stay cool, stay safe, don't overheat, guys. And we will see you guys on the next one. Good night, and God bless. And oi.
Love you guys. Good night.
All right, right back to you.
And let's go ahead, guys, and let's end it with this one right here with the moon phases. Everybody likes the moon phases.
Yep.
In the heart of the night, where the shadows play, Stephen Michael Bickey lighting up the way. Abnormal investigations, whispers in the trees. With boots on the ground, I'm chasing mysteries. Shining lights into the dark, unveiling what's unseen through the heart